So I've managed to get this room in my basement really clear, and I need to get the roof off now, and it's all lath and plaster, and a lot of it is loose. So it'll come down, I think, fairly easily, although the dust is going to be insane. So I've got to try and work out how to do that today. I've never taken down lath and plaster before. This seems like I'm sort of jumping the gun. I haven't got the house fully clear yet, but I did just want to touch base and mention what I'm doing here, just because for me to get a heat pump and underfloor heating, I need to get a plant room, which is going to be in here through that door. And then that is going to have my hot water tank, my house battery, all of the connection stuff, my PVs, and as well like the condenser and whatever else comes with the heat pump stuff, right? So for me to get that in there, this room has to be clear, and it's currently being used for I've got shelving, I've got a bunch of old cast iron fireplaces in there, lots and lots of them. So it's all a bit of a pickle. I need to get that room clear into here, but as soon as I get them in here, then I can no longer take down the ceiling, and I'll need to have the ceiling down so that I can do all the plumbing and check all of the joists and check all of the floorboards for the underfloor heating on the ground floor. This is like 8 months, 12 months away, something like that. But as soon as I get stuff in this room, I can't take down the ceiling. So I'm gonna have to basically take down the ceiling now while the room is clear, and then I can start getting stuff in. And then I can take down the ceiling in the plant room, and then I can get the heat pump stuff done. And I'm not going to get lath and plaster again for the ceilings. I'm just going to board it out. But that'll give me the ability to put in spotlights, because as you can see, I'm basically touching the ceiling. So I don't have any space for pendant lamps in here. Maybe around the sides, maybe get some work lights in here. It'll be a nice little bike workshop. And then I've got another room over here through this door, which I'm going to have for like a wood workshop, so that I can build my kitchen, build my beds and fitted furniture and all of those things. So I'm going to have a lot of workshop space down here, which is going to be great, but it does require me to make a bit of a mess now. That's all that I'm doing today, so let's get to it. That was really surprisingly easy, actually. So all of the lath and plaster is down. The boards, in general, seem pretty all right, actually. There's definitely a few where there's a bit of woodworm going on. There's one here, which is just ridiculous. Like every time I knock it, it's probably not showing up on the camera, but all of these holes from the woodworms, they just shower dust. So I don't think any of them are bad enough to warrant replacing. I think they're still strong enough to be doing, what they're supposed to be doing as beams. But I do have that option while the floor, when the floor above comes off. But the boards themselves seem okay from this side. In general, there's a few bad woodwormy areas. In fact, it's right above me. So just up on here, there's just hundreds and hundreds of little holes. But I'll see, because there's laminate flooring on top of this in the room above. So I need to see what actually happens once I take off the laminate flooring. Hopefully, the boards are in pretty good shape and I can reclaim them. That would be ideal. So I think what I'm going to do is use a man-made board, like a HDF or ply or something like that, and just lay that down all over the ground floor and do my scree for the underfloor heating on top of that. And then I can reclaim some of these floorboards for the first floor, which definitely has some pretty bad damage to them. And maybe even the floor above as well. So hopefully there's enough of them that I can reclaim. I think there probably is. Ceiling is down. I've still got one more room through here and a small room through here. That's going to be the plant room, so that's next. Everything from there comes into here. First I might take off all of the lime plaster in here, just to let the walls breathe a little bit better. A lot of it is shot. Bring everything through from the plant room into here so I can get some storage in here. I'll put some shelving in these alcoves, and then I'll be able to organize a little bit, get the plant room clear, get the ceiling down in there, and then I can remove all of the plumbing throughout the house. So I've rejigged how I'm going to work through the whole project, and I think rather than plumbing a heat pump into an existing microbore central heating system, I'm just going to start afresh. So I'm going to remove the entire heating system from the house. All of the copper in the house is going to come out, and all new copper is going to go in throughout. It is all microbore, and I need that to be thicker for the heat pump. So that is kind of something that needs to happen. Also, it's all radiators on the ground floor from before when it was all on gas, so they are going to be replaced with underfloor heating throughout. There we go. Ceiling is down. On to the next one. Back at the house this weekend, you can see this is actually the front of my basement. So Previous owners absolutely messed up the roof. There's pieces of wood hanging underneath it. There were pipes running underneath it that I've removed. This is the remainder. This is the last that I've got. And actually this down here, that blown out thing with a toilet on top of it, this, I believe this is for storing meat, back before people had refrigerators in their house. So this was like just a big cold block of concrete down in the basement. So that's really interesting. I'm gonna keep that. It's gonna make a nice little workbench. So this week I had my lead water main replaced, which is great. So now the water is actually potable, which is fantastic, because up until this point we've had to bring all of our own water. So today I'm actually not touching this room at all. It does need clearing and there's not a huge amount left. Today I'm through in here, the back of the house. So you can see I am in contact with the ceiling. I've got these cast iron fireplaces. I need to move these into the main part of the house, and then I can take down this ceiling. But once again, we have pipes running below the ceiling. I need to find out what these are, where they go, whether they're still connected. Some of them for sure are not. This one, for example, I already cut it off on the other side, so that's definitely not connected. So yeah, this room I need to clear it out, get the ceiling down, and that's where we're going to take me the whole day. Gotta say, this is the best tool that I've found for taking down this lath and plaster. This flat top section is great, and it's sharpened and it has the nail puller. So you can just be working it in and then prying it off. I'm not even bothering with the plaster, I'm just going straight for the laths here. Pull them down. And then just as you go, you just take out all of the nails. And you've got to really do it as you go, because there are hundreds across a whole roof. Got another ceiling down here, but there's some slightly worrying discoveries. This 15mm here, this is my water main through. It seems a little bit underspecified for the house, so hopefully I'll be able to run it actually up against these joists. They're very low. This is because all of this is screed over for the tiles on that first floor, so it's all got cement through. Some of these beams though, they're a little bit too woodwormy, like this here. It's just, you know, it's falling to pieces, literally falling to pieces. And there's more over on this side as well, like all the way around here, this just falls to pieces. Literally just hand get pieces out of that. I can literally push my finger into this lintel, wooden lintel, that is supporting my house. So that is a bit of a worry. I will be needing to replace all of the tiles on that, what used to be the kitchen anyway. It's a lot more work if I have to pull up that screed as well. I might just see if I can reinforce down here. It would lower the ceiling, but it would also give me a little bit of space for insulation underneath this, which would probably be good, seeing as this is otherwise a completely uninsulated, unheated room with an accommodation room above it. Which obviously I want to keep the actual house unit insulated and warm. So there we go, another one clean. You can see all of the bags in here from the roof, all tidied up, all cleaned, ready for the next one.